As you know, the anti-aging industry is absolutely huge right now. And unfortunately, much of this industry is focused on external solutions to skin aging. For example, creams, serums, cleansers to help preserve the elasticity of the skin and reduce wrinkles and things like that. But what people need to know is that our skin health and the rate at which we age is really an internal issue. So our skin is a barometer of what's going on inside our body. There's a lot of inflammation in our body, a lot of damaged cells, and we're not getting proper nutrients that we need, then that is going to show through our skin. And if we have a large toxic burden on our body, our liver is burdened and our large intestine is overburdened, then our body's next option is to release a lot of toxins through our skin. And that's why people often see acne and things like that. So what I want to talk about today is how birth control actually accelerates aging of the skin. And it does that by depleting antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin E. I've talked before about how birth control depletes, B vitamins and zinc and selenium and a lot of those really important vitamins for our thyroid, for our gut, for our adrenals. But it is also depleting these antioxidants that we need to control inflammation in the body. So, a little bit about antioxidants. We need both antioxidants and free radicals. Our cells produce both, and we really need them to be in balance. And when there's an imbalance, when we have too many free radicals and not enough antioxidants, then that's when oxidative damage really starts to occur. And oxidative damage, in part, is responsible for a lot of age-related diseases. For example, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, and then the aging that we see of the body. So we want to reduce oxidative stress as much as possible. And there are some causes. Our environment, pollution, unfortunately plays a role. The foods that we eat, our activity levels, smoking, and other lifestyle choices can increase free radicals and oxidative stress in the body. So the way we combat that is to produce more antioxidants and also to consume more antioxidants through our diet. And we have an increased need for these antioxidants more than ever right now, yet we're taking things like birth control that are depleting those really crucial antioxidants. So that's something really important to know. Free radicals, they cause inflammation and stress our body, but they also damage DNA. So that's going to definitely shorten your lifespan, but also you're going to see that on the skin and in your neurodegenerative health. You can see neurodegenerative disease start to occur when there's too much inflammation in the body and unhealthy lifestyle practices. So the antioxidants are really important to help just protect those cells. And the way they do that is free radicals. They are unstable and harmful because they are missing an electron. And so they're just kind of bouncing around all over the place, and they can bounce into other cells, and that can cause some damage. So say the free radical bumps into our antioxidant cell. Now that antioxidant has this fatty layer that's comprised of vitamin E. And that vitamin E donates an electron to this free radical. So now this free radical is more stable. It's not bouncing around, it's not causing all of that damage and wreaking havoc on our body and our cells. Okay, so our antioxidant, now we have an internal aqueous layer comprised of vitamin C, and that contributes an electron to the outer layer, that fatty membrane with the vitamin E, to stabilize it. So that's why we need both vitamin C and vitamin E antioxidants, because they work together. They're a team to help combat free radicals and the damage that free radicals can cause on our body. So again, our body can produce these antioxidants naturally, and we can also get them through the diet. So vitamin E, for example, we can get from nuts and seeds and leafy green vegetables. And vitamin C we can get through citrus fruits and also broccoli and cruciferous vegetables. So really just eating a whole foods diet, lots of fruits and vegetables, is going to help you meet your antioxidant needs. And it's going to be really, really important if you have been on birth control or are on birth control now, because bottom line is that it does deplete antioxidants in the body. So that means we have an increased need for it. And it's this antioxidant depletion that can really cause a lot of the unpleasant symptoms when transitioning off of birth control. So it's very important to restore those levels of antioxidants in the body and support the body in that way before transitioning off, to avoid a lot of those unpleasant symptoms. So the antioxidants also help to produce collagen. And I know that today many people are taking hydrolyzed collagen, the Great Lakes brand, putting them in their smoothies, things like that. Unfortunately, when we do that, the collagen has to go through a lot of different processes to get to where it's supposed to go to do its job. It has to go through our stomach acid, it has to go through all those digestive processes where it can be broken down and it's not necessarily absorbed the way it's intended to be absorbed if we have a leaky gut and a lot of inflammation and things like that going on. So it's always best to just support the body through your lifestyle, so that it can produce those things on its own, like it's supposed to. Our body is supposed to produce collagen on its own. We shouldn't be guzzling down tons of supplements to make up for that. We should be asking ourselves, why am I not producing enough collagen to begin with? Why are my cells not producing enough antioxidants to begin with? Is it because they're compromised in some way? And the answer is yes, they are. And the solution to that isn't to just consume more collagen through these powders, but to help boost collagen production in our body naturally. And there's many, many ways to do that. But, some of the main ones I've already mentioned is maybe considering transitioning off of birth control if you're noticing more fine lines, wrinkles, things like that. If you have a family history of Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, cancer, cardiovascular disease, then you're at an increased risk. And you don't want to increase your risk further by taking birth control when there are alternative natural solutions to support healthy fertility and avoid pregnancy and things like that. So that was my little bit about how birth control is related to aging. And next time I'm going to talk about sunscreen and some of those chemicals that we put on our skin topically that we think are helping to, protect us from aging, but they might be having a different effect. And one more thing actually is, I said that supplementing with collagen isn't necessarily the best route to go. Same with supplementing with things like vitamin E and vitamin C. So these forms are not necessarily in a bioavailable form where our body can absorb it and use it properly and effectively. And for some people like me, I had my genetic testing done and found that I am at risk for, vitamin E supplementation to have a opposite effect of what it's intended to do. So vitamin E supplementation in my case would actually create a lot of problems in my body, but for others it might actually help to produce more antioxidants and protect the cells, but for some it might not. So it's really important to, one, just rely on natural whole food sources, food first, because the supplement industry is not regulated. And, they can opt to do some third-party testing and show you that the quality of their supplements are good, but that's not required by law. And just knowing that, sometimes our genes can predispose us to having adverse reactions to supplements. So, removing a lot of these things that are depleting these really important vitamins and nutrients that our bodies need now more than ever is really key. And then supplementing through the diet and getting our nutrients that way, which is, you know, how it's supposed to be, is number one. So thank you all so much for listening to my little bit about birth control and aging. And if you have more questions, concerns, if you really want to better understand this whole process of transitioning off birth control safely and effectively to reduce your risk of a lot of these diseases and, you know, accelerated aging, then please sign up for my free 45-minute call. It's a mini coaching session where we can go through some of your barriers. You know, what are your biggest fears when it comes to transitioning off of birth control? Are they founded? Are they unfounded? And I might be able to provide some insights to help relieve some of this anxiety about this transition and just to help support you in these health-related goals. So click on the link below or in my bio, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.